Oh, God, this is where we left off? Oh, we got a whole off-season to get through. After yet another bowl loss. I guess this is as good a time as any for the intro. Welcome back to Building the Chippewas in College Football 25. We're getting commits right off rip here as we enter the off-season. We're not at National Signing Day yet, so this is just a random one. We haven't even gotten into recruiting yet this time. 3-star middle linebacker, Brendan Pullard. Oh, that is not good. I mean, I guess it could be worse. There's not really any major breaking players in here. We are going to try and persuade them all to come back, because we're CMU, let's be honest. But I don't think there's anybody outside of the... I mean, even Demetrius Travis, I think, was only a 3-star. I mean, none of this is really all that bad. Oh, well, the best player here, running back Jacavian Caleb, has decided to stay. Wait, no, that was... Okay, yeah, that was Caleb. All right. We only get 6 persuasions? Well, we're pretty much just gonna go for the best players. Don't really care too much about these 60-some overalls. I mean, we do have a redshirt sophomore. Ah, hell, let's try and get Travis back. Oh, he comes back. Okay. Landon Incoom. Not a massive deal if he leaves, is what it is. I guess let's use one on Langford. And then we only get one left, so it's Hakeem or Roos. I'm not really worried about a 64 overall right guard. I'm not even really super worried about a 66 overall safety, but I'd rather have that. And he's back, so we're 3 for 3. Or 3 for 6, rather. Well, let's check the transfer portal. I already see a 4-star defensive end here. That could be massive for us. It's the only 4-star and recommended, so it might be the only 4-star that's going to talk to us. But we're already on his board. Gonna have to do some work to get into that top 3, but with all the hours that we get, not really worried about that. And he's from Michigan, so that should do... why would a guy from Ann Arbor go to Toledo? Especially a 4-star. Seems very weird. However, Michigan is inside this top 5, so I'm a bit worried about that. Quarterback isn't really a major need. We got 2 sophomores and a junior. I mean, this Stephen McLean here was the quarterback of the number 15 team in the country, San Jose State. So, you'd imagine that's good. Let's target McLean. Running backs. Not a soul is going to talk to us. There's a fullback transfer. Freshman transfer as well. And he's from Michigan. Hell, bring him in. At least try to. Receivers. Looking like only 3 stars. Jameen Easley, Lamar Johnson Fuller. Emmett Mosley, this was a Big Ten player at Rutgers. But this is apparently, I don't know if this is current numbers or not, but this is apparently the top receiver in the transfer portal. Maybe. Possibly. At least at the position. Which doesn't really seem right. Because there's... Oh, no, there's actually not. No, there's some... Okay, so... I'm actually really confused about that. So there's multiple number 1s. So I guess we'll just target Johnson Fuller and move on. Tight ends. Got one from Ohio here. It's 3-star Mason Williams. Sure. And we could actually clear some space off our board, and we're going to do that right now. Klutz ain't coming here, let's be honest. Russo's already gone to Western. Still locked out on Cantrell. I really don't see a path back on that. Castellanos to Wisconsin. Juan Queen to Tulane. Fucking punter to App State. Fought the kicker to LSU. Good thing we had some success doing that early on. With the kicker and the punter. Offensive tackle. Let's see. It's listed as a need, so if we can find anybody, that'd be good news. However, there aren't any willing to talk to us. So, guard? I saw one flash up here for a second. 3-star Chauncey Woodside, previously played at UMass. Sure. Welcome to our board. Center? Not really a need. We could always move somebody to guard. Now, we've got a 2-star here in Mello Blunt. Love the name at defensive end. But there's also a 4-star that we're after at this position. And that is Laith Shama. So we're going to put a lot of focus into him. Defensive tackle. Not a single one worth anything. Outside linebacker. There's a 2-star. Not super concerned about that, even though it is a need. I guess we do need bodies, so we'll try and get him here. Shouldn't be too difficult. No middle linebackers, that's fine. We just got one. If we can find some corners in the transfer portal, that'd be huge. However, not looking like a single one is going to talk to us. No kicker and punter transfers. All right. So that frees up 10 targets for us. We're going to go back in. Take a look at our recruiting board, actually. So we've already gotten a linebacker, running back, athlete. That's a defensive tackle. Quarterback. Corner that we're probably not going to get. Tight end, receiver, defensive tackle. Outside linebacker, middle linebacker. Might also be a middle linebacker. There's only one corner in our current class, which is not good. So let's focus in on that position. JUCO sophomore could be beneficial right away. Let's add both of those. Oh, this is just in recommended, actually. Let's open this up a little bit. Hey, there's a 3-star. Sure. Add him. Are there any others? Just Chavis. We got the deal breaker with Cantrell. And then we're into the 2-stars. So we're going to have to hope that that's good enough. Safety, we're going to do the same thing. See if there's any good ones that are still willing to talk to us. Doug Britton. Actually, a few of them. Let's go after all those. Strong safety. Pryor's already a target. And then we're down into the 2 stars. All right. 4 targets remain. Let's go outside linebacker. That's already a target. It's not looking super good here. We could always target some middle linebackers if there's any of those available. That's already a target. That's already a target. There we go. Gage McGarry. Add him to the board. Bullard we've already signed on. Cleland's a target. And then we're down to 2 stars. So, a couple of these middle linebackers that we've already targeted might get moved over to outside linebacker. Alright, offensive tackle, we were just screwed, yeah? Or was that just in transfers? Not entirely. There's one. Enrique Fabroni. That helps. And then there we go. We're down at a 2 stars. All right, what about guards? Sayaki Cherry. Sure. Welcome to the board. Already targeted Smoker. He was a gem. Sateki Tahi. Couple of Hawaii guards. Interesting. And I mean, we could get even more aggressive and just give up on Cantrell. Turn our efforts, I mean, not like we can do anything on Cantrell anyway, but turn our efforts to some guys that we just added to the board. Not really worry about this one, because unless it opens up on that deal breaker, we're screwed on him anyway. But granted, that's only going to get us 1 spot. We could just entirely forget about the fullback. To be honest, that's probably a smart move. Got the 1 3-star corner in here. Let's go add defensive end is going to turn into not much of a need if we get that 4-star transfer. Defensive tackle is listed as a need. And there is an open 3-star in Tucker Battles. So we'll add him, focus in on these guys. I feel like the move is going to be just get a lead, just spend the maximum amount of points, especially on the 3 and the 4 stars, as soon as possible, just so we can be sure that we've done everything we can do, and if it's meant to be, that they'll come here. Probably skip the 2 stars if we run out of points. Which we surely will. Well, the board is full. Let's give a quick rundown and see if there's anybody that we need to do anything on. Stefan Smoker got a massive lead. If we need to do something on him, we can. But we should get some indication if he's going to flip somewhere else. We're good on Trent Beard. Good on Rich Bloom. Ooh. Tyreek Grimes is actually getting interest from Michigan. That could be bad. And we're so close to getting a recruit out of him that I'm just going to spend 15 points and hope that that's enough. and go on from there. We won't touch Klein for now, or Mechie, or Duke. David Nix was the bust. If he goes to Purdue, he goes to Purdue. I'm not super worried about it. This one, we may have to just drop 25 on. Bean. Chavis. I mean, corner is such a need for us. We got to do something. But now let's get into the guys that we know we need to really get on this team. Laith Shama could be just an absolute game changer for us. Probably instantly becomes our best player, would be my guess, especially because he's a junior transfer. So we're going to send a house on him. That's the maximum amount of points we can spend and hope for the best there. Still 400 hours to go. We can spend 65 on Stephen McLean. So we're going to spend 35 right now. Johnson Fuller, we can spend 65. So 35. It's going to be 35 on all these 65-hour guys. Oh, wait. That was a 2-star. We're going to skip the 2 stars. From this point on. Oh, that was a mistake. Alright. If we do that, spend those extra 5 hours, we can at least soft sell him if we absolutely have to. Britain. I think that's going to be the strategy, is actually spend 30 and then leave those 20 points if we absolutely need them. Ah, well, I fucked that up. I guess when it comes to Clark, we're spending 40, which is terrible, because that's going to be all we're going to be able to do. We're going to be close to getting everybody done here. Oh, that was 65. Oh, fuck. 25 hours left. Perfect. Let's go use those on Tucker Battles here. And that is stage 1 of the off-season recruiting done. All right, well, good to see that some of our efforts wound up working. Tyreek Grimes, who was considering the University of Michigan, is committed to CMU, 3-star tight end. All right, let's see our fate. Ah, oh, you bastards. Because we can't do anything else on Laith Shama. Guys from Ann Arbor, man, what were we expecting? I was really hoping I had some coach points. Not the case. Still no panic on any of these guys towards the top of the board. No panic on Klein. Does have a visit scheduled with Indiana, so I mean a little action could be useful. Mechie. Just let these guys know that we're thinking about them, that are garnering some interest from some other schools. Isaiah Duke, we're gonna leave alone. David Nix is gonna go to Purdue. I'm perfectly fine with that, to be honest. Spencer Locke. I don't know if I want to spend 40 points on Locke. That seems a bit rough, but he is getting some interest from some other schools, so we'll spend a little bit. Leading on Bean. Got an offer from Utah State, but I'm not really worried about that yet. Chavis does have some visits scheduled. He could flip, but... Oh, Christ. When it comes to Jeremy Pryor, I don't know. Unless Ohio State just doesn't give him an offer, it might not matter. Fusco, we're all set. Shama's going to be a tough one. Oh, Christ. I mean, quarterback was not a need. Let's get that out of the way. It was not a need. However, fucking Arkansas coming in on Stephen McLean here. Locked out on MoMA. Locked out on Locke. McPrescott we didn't even do anything with because he was a 2-star. I would like to at least make his top 8. I mean, sending the house on a fucking 2-star is something else, but we won't have to worry about him again. Cherry. $35 points. Tahi, we can't spend 35 on, but we can spend 25 on right away. And then this one just baffles me a little bit. It's like we didn't even do anything on Tucker Battles there at the very end. Only some slight panic here when it comes to Stefan Smoker. We only got 25 hours this week. Oh, Christ. Well, a 3-star gem of a right guard, Stefan Smoker, I think that's worth it for us right now. So, we'll spend the only hours we have on this guy. Well, still one more chance at recruiting, but we do have a commit. 3-star middle linebacker, Spencer Lott. Once again, success in Georgia. I don't know what it is, but these Southern guys just keep coming to CMU. Oh, we actually get a couple. And that's a big one as well, because corner is such a massive need for us. Ray Chavis, out of Texas, 3-star corner, is on board. Last week to try and sway anybody. 150 hours, though, so we're going to have a good chunk of ability to do something here. Isaiah Duke. Just a little 15. Nix goes to Purdue. Like we said, we were fine with that. Bean did get an offer from Utah State, so I'm going to give him a little bit of something. Pryor, we didn't even do anything with. I mean, there is a chance, because Ohio State has still not offered Jeremy Pryor yet. Give him 30 hours, which seems a little excessive. Fusco, give him 25. Shama goes to Michigan. That was, as soon as we got through week 1, that was going to happen, unfortunately. McLean to Arkansas, not the biggest loss for us in the world. We're actually really close when it comes to Lamar Johnson Fuller. Receiver. Now, our grades on any of this aren't phenomenal, but we do have that A- in playing style. That'll hopefully sway him well enough. 35 hours left to spend. Mason Williams, we're actually really close on. We're going to try and do the same thing. Ooh, we only know 2 interests, though. However, that proximity to home is an A- for us. We don't often have 2 A's to sell somebody on. So, Mason Williams, we're going to do that with him. And then I'm sure there's somebody around here that we can spend 5 hours on. Let's see who we need to spend 5 hours on first. 5 hours ain't going to make a difference on Smith. That's a 2-star. Who cares? As weird as it sounds, it might make a difference. Nope, we can't do that. Probably going to lose out on Britain to Tennessee. It is National Signing Day. Should be a parade of 3-stars, mixed with a couple 2-stars potentially. Trent Beard, right defensive end, 3-star out of Belleville. 2-star cornerback Simon McPrescott out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. There we go. Well, that we won that close battle. Lamar Johnson Fuller, wide receiver out of New Hampshire. That might be a first for us. 3-star right guard Chauncey Woodside out of Wisconsin. 3-star quarterback Raheem Fusco. A little bit of a surprise, but he is from Michigan. 3-star free safety Jamerson Clark. Another Georgia recruit coming to the Chippewas. Sayaki Cherry. We got one of the Hawaii offensive linemen that we targeted real late in the year. Ooh, that's it. We got locked down on a few there in that final week who committed to other schools. Cameron Smith to do, and we can't read it. So let's head into position changes. See if there's anything we should be doing here. We do still have Jefferson for 1 year, which makes the aggressiveness on the quarterback transfers a little rough. But a 91 speed receiver down here in Brian DeVoe. His 64 overall receiver. He's only he's a 63 overall running back. Fuck it. Brian DeVoe. Especially with the receivers we got coming in. That'll be fine. Tight end is a little rough. Hopefully the guys we got coming in are good. 1 left tackle, 2 left guards, 2 centers, 1 right guard. Good thing we recruited a little bit there. We're all right there. Good on defensive tackle. If we have some middle linebacker depth. So, ooh, and actually, it's really not that bad of middle linebacker depth. So let's take... I'm going to leave Lomakoski here and move Ronnie Nix to outside linebacker. You only lose... Well, he actually gains an overall. Am I seeing that right? Yeah, he's got a boost right now that gets him to a 74 at middle linebacker. We move him to outside linebacker. He's a 73, so that's perfectly fine. We'll do that. I think we got a couple coming in, though, so we're going to be okay there. Corner, don't need to do anything. 3 safeties there, 2 safeties there, 1 kicker, 2 punters. Is this punter worth a damn anywhere else on the football field? As you'd expect, no. Custom schedules. Who do we got? Number 14, Baylor. Don't think so. Until we get this team better, we are scheduling very weak because we want to make bowl games. So who's going to be weak? Georgia State, FIU. That's FIU. Trying to be a Mac Daddy. If that's what we want to call it, sure. Kennesaw State, sure. Michigan State, don't think so. 1 beat down in year 1, actually, was enough for me with MSU for now. Coastal Carolina. We're looking for the worst of the worst, because every time I try and schedule easy when it comes to non-conference play, it actually ends up being, like, not as easy as I thought it was. So right now I'm kind of leaning James Madison. Could go Navy, but triple option, you never fucking know with that. Ooh. Old Dominion's a possibility. Sam Houston. There's got to be a team just in the absolute shitter right now, right? Oh. Like UL Monroe. And then let's also... You know what? We'll do one service academy, and I think it's the worst of the service academies right now. Actually, Navy's not here this week. They've got a built-in game, I guess, that week, so... Give me Air Force. So now that we got our coach upgraded to the point that we can spend 65 hours on everybody but kicker and punter, I think this is a good year to go after 4 stars at every position of need plus quarterback. But hopefully we find one that makes sense. Now, we're already down into 3 stars. So in terms of quarterback, we're going to have to take a shot on somebody that might not be the best for us. I'm actually kind of leaning towards this guy from Maryland. Paul Spitz. Now, scrambler. Not exactly what I'm after. Got guys with some better accuracy. But I'm thinking Maryland because think about kind of where he's at. You'd think automatically that Maryland is going to try it. University of Maryland's going to try and recruit him. And is University of Maryland that good? No. A lot of competition in California, Tennessee, North Carolina, South Carolina. We can't shoot for the 5 stars yet. Yeah, I'm thinking it's gonna be Spitz. Now Clemson's on this board, which I mean I guess he's in that area, kind of, a little bit, but let's see how it goes. Running back is listed as a need. Sammy Breeze. That is an outstanding name. Receiving back, though. Is there a 4-star elusive back? DJ Boyett. Robbie Hicks is elusive. Broyles is elusive. Another guy from Maryland. Well, let's see if this strategy works out. Robbie Hicks. I mean, we are getting to the point that we do need a fullback again. Entering year 4. You know what? Let's go after Terrence Jones, the best fullback in the class. And surprisingly, the 12th best player in the state. Kind of limited. We do have this one from Ohio. I don't know if I want to really go after anybody from Ohio. Shaquem Selvia is a route runner, and we've had a lot of success in Georgia. Somehow, some way. So, we'll get him in there. Tight end's not a need. We'll skip that. We might actually give it a go with 2 4-star offensive tackles. You hope someday there's a Spitz. You never know. Whoop. Illinois, we could have a shot with Tyree Godwin. Pennsylvania might be a little bit rough, but Matthew McCormick is really the only other option. Offensive guard. Hey, look, one from Michigan. Walt Hatchett. Sure. Aiming for a big team-building year, that's for sure. Now, this seems pretty low percentage. There's no 5-star centers, so 4-star centers probably not going to come here, but we can always try. All right, Sharp. Defensive tackle. It's all of a sudden a need. Nellie Bickley. Speed rusher. Speed rusher at 309 pounds? Not sure about that. No Nellie Bickley. Outside linebacker. Any that makes sense for us in the 4-star bracket? Not really. So, once again, it's going to be a shot in the dark. Cameron Fink. Enrique McCracken. Oh, wow, what a name. Stephon Poole. Let's go McCracken. That's a little bit more realistic. Middle linebacker. Ty Blades. That's one hell of a name. Corner, we're going to shoot for 2. Ryland Proctor. Missouri. Anthony Chauncey. Another one from Georgia. Ben O'Reilly. Let's go. Also, this IU is way too common of a name. Anthony Chauncey. Free safety is surprisingly not a need, so we'll skip that. And then, ooh, would you look at this? We're already just outside that top 8. Oh, that's a 3-star. For Caleb Bucky. We might add him to the list here in a moment. South Carolina, Maryland. Jamie Burks out of Georgia. So now we'll go in and add a little bit of a contingency plan at every one of these positions and search for just 3 stars in case we're not really there enough to the point that we can get 4 stars yet. Got a guy from Michigan that already locked us out. Seth Vierling. Whoa. We can rock on here at CMU. Seth Vierling, welcome to the board. Corey Graves. That's too good. Fullback, we don't really have to go anywhere else. 8th on the board for a lot of these guys. Might be our best hope, but at least we're top 8 early on. Donahue and Callaway. Already 2nd on Baracco Ring. Farmington Hills, Michigan. Buck Best. Love the name. Offensive tackle. Rasheem Locke. Sure. 23 of 35 targets. 5th on Sturgis, that works. 5th on Wilbur. Actually, let's get Sturgis right off the board here. We're 3rd on a couple of these guys. Well, there's a Burgess here anyway. Jalen Burgess, center. Third on his board. Another awesome. Oh, wait, no, that's awesome. Nah, we don't need that many centers. Defensive end, Stephen Cush. What an Stephen Cush and Sean McLaughlin. John Hicks. It's not that John Hicks, but it's John Hicks. Sure. Hugh Schulters. Oh, God, if that was Danny Trejo. I can never not target a pain, especially at defensive tackle. And then Rylan Garfield out of Michigan. Ooh, hello. Morgan Cook, 3-star outside linebacker. We're already first on his board. That's uncommon. Let's get a couple of outside linebackers going. Kevin Jerry. Middle linebacker wasn't a need. Now we'll hold off. Corner, probably add 2. Because then we don't need a free safety, but we do need a strong safety. And then one more strong safety target. Ooh. Well, it's going to have to be out of state, so we'll go... Why are there 2 guys named Regis? So now the boring part of offering 35 scholarships. Also, I don't know if anybody in here has ever been recruited by a college athletically. Does getting a scholarship really, an athletic scholarship, is that really a 5-hour process? Okay, well, we didn't get locked out on many 4-stars in the first week, but we got locked out on a couple. Chauncey, we didn't make the top 8, and McCormick didn't make the top 8. So now, this week is all about making sure we make the top 8 on every one of these 4-stars that we can. So the new strategy is to spend 35 hours. In that way, we can soft sell, or more importantly, we can sway. Hopefully gonna get most of the 4-stars. If not all of them, I'm gonna get most of them. We're gonna miss out on 2. Yeah. Well, what do we do about this? We're gonna spend 10 on Proctor anyway, so we'll spend 10 now. And then go down to... one of the gems. Miles Hales, and throw 5 at him. Well, good thing we did the work when we did. It's not looking really that good on any of these guys. We're not leading on a single one. Oh, boy. That's a little bit closer than we'd certainly like a game against Kennesaw State to go, but a win is a win. 28-21, and CMU is 1-0. A little bit better of a game in week 2. We're certainly not going to be very prepared for MAC play with this easy schedule, but we'll be real close to bowl eligible early on. The 38-24 win against the worst team we found in the game, UL Monroe. We really fucking did it, and this is post-patch too. FCS Midwest is normal now. And we just lost 21-17. MAC Offensive Player of the Week, 11 carries, 78 yards, 3 touchdowns for the best player on this team, running back John Randall Jr. All right, that's kind of what I was hoping for in the previous 3 games, but you know what? 3-1 is our best record exiting non-conference play at the current state of this dynasty. So, you know what? I guess we'll take it, although how the fuck is our 1 loss to FCS? We have some coach points. So, I mean, what's the real deal breaker here for us? I mean, quarterback is going to be a need. We know that. Spend the 5 points there, and then head down to, I think, defensive backs, because that's what we're really struggling with the most when it comes to recruiting. Can't lure in anybody, especially 4 stars. We've really struggled there. But even 3 stars, we've struggled, so... And DB is just always a need for us, so let's hope that helps, and then we're one step closer to getting elite recruiter here done. Now, I don't think that helps us out this week. Maybe it does. I'm not sure. Leading pretty handily on Paul Spitz. The only problem is, the only other offer he has is from Army. So we're locked out on Godwin. That's fine. We're actually in a much better shape with the 4 stars than I would have ever thought. Well, see, we waited too long. We're locked out on Seth, a.k.a. Matt Vierling. Not much we can do here. So let's just go down the board, just in order. We lose out on some other guys. We lose out on some other guys. We actually don't have enough hours for that. So, I guess what we'll do is Corey Graves. That is a guy that we definitely want just because of the name. We'll spend those and max out our recruiting for the week. Look at where we are when it comes to Paul Spitz. That's just really a surprise. Probably going to want to lock that down sooner rather than later. Let's take a look at where we stand on the 4 stars. Spitz, we're a lot... right now, I'd say we're a lock at top 3. We're just on the outside looking in on Robbie Hicks. But we do have an outside chance. Now, only 35 hours to spend, which is not good. It's probably... well, I was going to say it was probably a bit too early in the season to know all his interests, but we actually do. I mean, at what point do you get more hours to work with? I guess probably when you increase your prestige. Nelly Bickley to Tennessee. I don't know why I thought Kentucky. So we'll get him off the board. We're down to 28 targets, but honestly, this is better than we usually do. Okay, so that's not exactly great to see. 31-28 loss to Kent State, who was winless heading into this week. But we don't know who Kent State played. They could have had a really tough non-conference, and then that 0-4 would have made sense. Kent State's really been fairly good throughout this dynasty thus far. So we'll move on from that and see how the rest of MAC play goes. Oddly enough, woo. So we are actually inside the top 3 when it comes to 4-star athlete who's going to be a quarterback, Paul Spitz. Now, we didn't scout Paul Spitz, which only worries me a little bit. But the fact that we can even allure a 4-star quarterback to this team could be massive. So, there's a way we can do this. We're not swaying him on very good grades, though. Paul Spitz, we're going to give it a go, because it's about the only other thing we can do to max out those hours and get some interest in CMU right now. Selvia to South Carolina. There's a surprising number of 4-stars that are still here, and we're leading on, let's see how many. Leading on Spitz. Leading on, well, that was the fullback, Terrence Jones. Second on Hatchett. Leading on Epperson. We're in top 3 with Bryce Sharp, but we're going to have to act quickly when it comes to that. Leading on McCracken. Leading on Proctor. I mean, maybe things are turning around here. But let's find somebody to spend 5 hours on. Keep some interest going for us. Locked out on Hicks. Locked out on Payne. Let's just, I guess, continue to go in order and spend 5 hours on Ingold. Oh, MAC Offensive Player of the Week. Tyler Jefferson went off. 368 yards, 3 touchdowns, only 1 interception against Toledo. Please tell me we won. Holy shit, did we win? That has to be the highest point total I've seen CMU score since we took over. The Connor Stallions effect, baby. Well, we got locked out on Hicks. A little bit disappointing. But we'll take him off the board. We also got... we get locked out on Sharp, but Sharp commits to Illinois, seemingly out of nowhere. This is the most hours we've had in a long time. We're really close on Spitz. And I don't think he's going to make it to that Army visit in week 12. So, as things currently stand, I mean, Spitz could commit on his own next week. That could be huge. Jones. I didn't even realize we spent 35 hours on Jones, a fucking fullback. Let's try a late desperation pitch to Hatchet. The grades aren't great, but proximity to home is an A+, so could be huge for us. We're leading on Epperson. I mean, if we could sway some of these 4-stars, man, imagine the good that that could do for us. Problem on Epperson, we don't know all of his interests. And playing time, which would have been an A+, is not one of them. So that's probably pretty low percentage. McCracken. Ooh. McCracken, actually, has a couple of A's in here. Now, he's got the proximity to home, which is a D+. But give that a go. 35 hours left. We're really close on Ryland Proctor, which is a major position of need for us. Come on. Game. Game machine. Oh, wait, what? Oh, he's still in his top 8. Uh-oh. I had 2 options that were 2 A+ for who? For Hatchet? But I always try to, like, so I don't know what to do, because those ones that were A+'s weren't interests of his, so I never really know what to do when it comes to that. I tried to switch that, and then it really didn't work. So I'm not really sure what the plan is when it comes to guys like that. Proctor, we're going to have to wait on, but we're pretty much a lock for top 5, top 3, whatever. Then we're back into the 3-stars. We've spent no points on Callaway. You know, I was thinking this was coming. For whatever reason, we just kept rising and rising up his board. 4-star scrambler quarterback Paul Spitz has indeed committed to Central Michigan. We'll see how good he is. We didn't scout any of the 4-stars. Just the fact that we could get 4-stars here was good enough for us to go after him. Well, CMU goes to 2-1 in the MAC. Beat Northern Illinois pretty handily. They are really, really down bad. 5-2 in the season, 1 game away from bowl eligibility already. Buffalo, who's under 500 right now, but same record in MAC play. Bowling Green, Miami, Akron, and Ball State remain on the schedule. All right. So we lost out on Hatchet, 4-star left guard. That is what it is. Come on. I wasn't holding the button long enough. There's not going to be a lot we can do when it comes to Epperson here. But I would like to try something. Get as many 4-stars on this team as possible. Playing time is not an interest of his. Now, is there something we can do just to kind of experiment with this a little further that gets coach prestige, conference prestige, and playing time? All 3 of those? No. Not looking like it. But can we hit one? Can we hit proximity to home, playing style, and playing time? Well, I think our best hope, because the grades aren't really that bad, is to soft sell him on this. Even though there's that A+ playing time, we'll take the B and 2 C's and try that. Really close on Enrique McCracken as well. However, we're maxed out, so we're going to have to let that ride. Proctor. How do we only spend 10 hours on Proctor? How the fuck how do we manage that? And just forget about it. Well, we'll spend the 35, and that should shoot us up the board. Graves, looking pretty good. Under a little bit of a threat here for Miles Hales. So we'll get to 30 points. Rasheem Locke. If we actually spend some hours on this guy, we might be somewhere, so... Oh, wait, he was the bust, though. We just wasted 25 hours. Well, I guess we're committing to him now. At least for the moment. What, Squid? Wilbur. We'll do that. Get to 30. Well, we have our second fullback commit of this dynasty. 3-star Terrence Jones, who I do believe was the best fullback in the class, whatever that might mean. Well, Central Michigan is going bowling. Just remains to be seen when and or how. 10-point win over Buffalo. With 4 games remaining in the season, CMU is 6-2. However, we do have number 23 in the country, Bowling Green. If CMU wins this game, we might be ranked for the first time in this dynasty. However, Bowling Green undefeated in MAC play. Only 35 hours, so it's not looking really good. We're also getting sniped a little bit when it comes to McCracken and Epperson. And I can't do anything else on Epperson. A little bit unfortunate. What about Proctor? We're fine for now. But I feel like this is going to be the move to just try and hit all those interests, especially... maybe hit playing time championship contender and something else, because the D+ ain't great. Well, that's not going to be possible. Good on Graves for the moment. Spend any points at all on Garfield. Oh my god, they fucking did it. Now, we are a little bit surprisingly not ranked. However, I get it. Our non-conference was a fucking cakewalk. But we beat the number 23 team in the country by 10 points. 34-24 over Bowling Green with 3 games remaining. Miami of Ohio, who has not won a MAC game. Akron, who has the same MAC record as us. And Ball State with 1 more loss than we have. Apperson to North Carolina. McCracken to Indiana. I mean, the fact that we got one of the 4 stars and it was a quarterback is crazy enough, and then we still might get the corner in Ryland Proctor. 125 hours, so we can do a good bit this week. Unfortunately, not on Proctor, who has visits scheduled. Although against Minnesota and West Virginia, so we might have a chance. Let's spend points on guys that we're close with. Like a Miles Hales. We're going to try and sway Hales. We can hit a couple of C's and an A+, which is good enough for me. And just hope for the best when it comes to that. Locke. To be honest, I feel like I've already spent way more points on Locke than he deserves. Go and spend 25 on Ingold. We're all right on Burgess. However, he was a gem of a 3-star, so I'm gonna spend 35 hours on him right now. Because I mean, we still haven't made it that far down the board. I know we've lost a good chunk of targets, but we're going to spend these 35 hours on Kevin Jerry, and then that's our week. Yeah, they fucking fumbled. A 2-point loss to a team that hadn't won in conference play. This team does this every single season. 2 losses, though. I feel like if we win out, maybe there's a path, but... oh, God, I don't know. All right. Oh, Christ. So Kent State's putting together a little bit of a season. They beat us. Ball State remains on our schedule. We beat Bowling Green. We're their only conference loss. They need to lose another game. And then I think we still have a game against Akron. So the path is there, but it just probably ain't looking very good. That loss to fucking Miami of Ohio, when we were on a roll, just might kill us, man. We have 5 hours to spend. That ain't gonna do a whole lot. Oh, Michigan just fucking out of nowhere for Miles Hales. That's probably a done deal on that. Not much else we're going to be able to do. We're actually locked out on Garfield. Oh, we didn't make the top 3. I see. Well, we're going to just do 5 points on Morgan Cook. 3-star running back that I only went after because of his name. Corey Graves out of Akron, Ohio. Commits to the CMU Chippewas. Maybe a good omen that we just beat Akron. And we actually have 2. Taylor Donahue, 3-star receiver out of Illinois, is a CMU Chippewa. That is a win that just might save our season. We have moved into 2nd in the MAC after a 21-16 win over Akron. Now, we have number 24 Ball State. We're going to go check the standings and see what this game might mean. So I guess that does make it pretty simple then. Win, we're in the conference championship game. Lose, it all comes crumbling down. 130 hours. Really close on Proctor. Minnesota's jumped us, but I can't do anything else. Let's spend some points on these guys that we haven't spent points on yet. The good old 35-hour treatment. We'll get our board filled up with more targets at the end of the season. Get Bucky off the board. But we still have some hours to spend here, so... Actually, Morgan Cook is the perfect one to spend them out. We're actually in a close race here with Michigan and some other in-state schools. You absolute bastards! We are going to wind up 5th in the MAC. Ball State, though, I mean, 10-2. Fucking top 25. But to only lose it by 5 points, man... That blows, but still the best season in CMU Dynasty to date at 8-4. Maybe a little bit inflated by a pretty weak non-conference schedule, even with a fucking loss to FCS. 65 hours to spend in recruiting. Proctor goes to Minnesota. Wish we would have had a little bit more time. So it's actually going to be just the 1 4-star, and it was the quarterback of all players that comes here. Can we send the house? That math? It does math. On Baraka Ring. 3-star gem of a tight end. So 15 hours left to spend after that. Spend 5, or 10 rather, on Buck Best. Miles Hales goes to Michigan. And then... who else? Can't spend 5 here. Jerry, we're kind of set for now. Babineau. I mean, 5 on Babineau seems pointless, but conference championships, where we should be, happening this week. We did jump Michigan on Baraka Ring, but there's nothing else we can do. If he makes it to the offseason, we can sell on him as hard as we want, but for now, we're kind of screwed. Lock to Rutgers. Babineau to Colorado. We only have 14 targets on the board. Where are we in terms of recruiting classes right now? Probably not very good. One of the worst in the entire country. Oops. So this feels like a good time to get back in on some of these guys. Any of the 3-stars that remain on the board. Oh, we're going to play a bowl game here in a quick second. Whenever we get there, and whatever bowl game we get to go to, we're back up to a decent amount of targets. You can give them the good old 15 treatment on at least a couple of these guys. All right, commitment out of 3-star right guard, Daryl Ingold, in-state recruit, good. Well, cornerback, a position of need, Bobby Hoosman, another in-state recruit, 3-star, is on board with CMU. Ha! You know, I'm surprised it's taken this many seasons of Road to Glory and Dynasty combined to see Arch Manning win the Heisman. 3,900 yards, 44 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Good Lord. Well, after winning 8 games, we certainly would have liked a better bowl game, but it might be a winnable one. The Cure Bowl in Orlando. We're facing off against Southern Miss. So we'll see what they're made of, I guess.